Hi, so today I have finished the Magical Forest journal and I thought I'd do a flip through of it before I send it off. This one has a storage box and the journal's inside here, and I've also done a writing board with this one. So to start with, I didn't have a regular box just with the normal lid to put on, so I had a box that folded over, so I decided to make this into a sort of book closure, and it's quite a big hefty. I've made it look like a book, so I've put some inserts in down the back. I made this paper with brown paper and just inked it all over, scrunched it up and inked it, and then the greens, and then I just put gold on both the top and the bottom of the box, and then I put an embellishment on it. Sometimes we need fantasy to survive the reality, and I've just put some glaze on that, and you can see it there. And this is the storage box for the journal. This is one of the pages that I've used. Sorry, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. And here I've done a fastener. Sorry. I've just used some sari silk and I fastened it with some little brads and put some embellishments on there. A little key and a leaf. Sorry, I've got a tickle. So just open this up. I don't decorate the inside of the boxes as I don't want anything to get and spoil the book. And inside is the journal. Just lift that out. Move the box out of the way. I also made, which I think I've shown already, a little dangle to go on it. Forest Magic, that says. Made little tiles and then I looped them all together with some jump rings. Pop that over one side. And this is the journal. I may just bring the camera down a little bit. Sorry if it wobbles. I can see it a little bit better then. There, that's better. So I have made one or two changes on the front of it. I used a piece of bark and gessoed that. That was out of the garden. That's another piece of bark as well, which I added a little saying onto. And then I've also added some crystals onto the front cover. And an image there underneath from the Stamperia Forest Magic that I used. I've got a beaded spine on this one with all different beads that match. I did a mixed media cover, so I've painted it and then I put some lace on it and I painted over that as well. I just used acrylic paints, some gilding, wax, and I think I used a little bit of gesso on there as well. And that's some vine leaves I've added onto it. For the closure, I wasn't sure what to do. I normally do ties, but I've made some strips of fabric from the Stamperia collection. I bought some of the fabric and I've just used some brads to tie it onto, and it's not centralised because I couldn't fit it on because of there for the closure. And then I've just used one of these clasps, so that opens with some embellishments on it. And then it's quite a wide one. It's not the widest one I've done, but it's got some embellishments and dangles on there. I'll show you those as I go through. That's a snakeskin one, or it's a snake shed that I made. And there's some dried flowers on there. And there's little keys, there's all sorts, buttons. This was slightly bigger, this journal. I'm not sure what's in it. made this one from scratch, so it is almost 8 inches by 10.5. It's quite a big one, hence I didn't need a box. Okay, so inside the front cover here I've made a little envelope. It's got some pockets in the front, just 1 or 2 little pieces in there. I did a little fastener on that. That then opens up, and inside here there's a notebook, and that's got pin embellishments on the top of it. These can just be torn out if need be or used there. And here are 1 or 2 more pockets with some little tags in. Just use the stamp, the deer on there. Another little image there. And then here I've got a Velcro fastener. Let's come off. Sort that out later. And in here I have added a pencil, a little wooden ruler, 1 of the flat pens, a little notebook that I've made. It's just got some little glossy accents on it there. And also I found a pen that had crystals in it, so I've added that to it as well. So they all just sit and tuck in there. That closes. And hung some little embellishments on some chains on this page. And here, another tuck spot with some journaling cards, little acorn embellishment there. I've sewn around all of the pages, but I've left all the threads loose. If a client doesn't like them, you can always just chop them off. Here, just some veined leaves as embellishments. I've left quite a lot of journaling space in this one because I know that my client likes to write in her journals. And that's just an embellishment made with some leaves and a bit of sari silk. All the images are from the Stamperia collection. This one here is a little door with a handle on it. That opens up. There's an image behind the door of the stag. And then if we turn the page, there's vine leaves showing the other side of the door and the stag's image there, surrounded with some sari silk. Here's another pocket I've done, and that's got some journaling cards in there, just plain on the back. Some more space there, and maybe some feathers and another veined leaf there and a little crystal to embellish that page. A lot of the pages I've put different kinds of fabrics or ribbons just to edge the pages. This here is a little leaf that I made out of wax using a mould. And that was a little corner tuck there. That's some paper that I made with tissue and PVA glue. That's got a nice texture to it. It's a nice rough one, that is. This page has just got several little round tuck spots in it with little cards in. And I did some stenciling behind them. That's journaling space, little embellishment there. That's a centre page which I did some stenciling on. And I've got a couple of little embellishments there hanging in the middle. This page is just an image from the collection, and I put some gilding flakes around the edge, just give it a bit of a shine. Another little embellishment I'd made. This is just some images again. This I just made a little curtain in front of the forest with some shaded up fabric, and underneath is the woodland, and this is a pocket here which I've just added some journaling paper and a little tag in there. This is a stenciled page again with an image, and I've just put some fibres around the edge of that one. Again, you can use that space there to journal on. Here, more journaling space. Another one of the images of a turnover I've made here. There's a little notebook I've made, and that's fabric that's from the collection. A little embellishment there and some little dangles on there. And that's just a little notebook again that can be used to write in, and a couple of little tags and journaling cards in there. This one I've just edged with some eco-dyed fabric that I've done and put some leaves on there, and it depicted the red from in that image there. That's why they're on there. More journaling space. This is a stencil I did. And this one here, I just did a little map, and then I've attached it with some sari silk. I won't unscroll it, but it's a map of where the elves live. And I thought I'd add that and tidy it with a bit of fabric, and then attached it to the side of the page there with some sari silk. Okay, magic fairy tale, journaling space there. Some more stenciling I did on here, and another tuck spot for. I haven't gone mad at adding too much stuff in because it was quite bulky, and I'm not sure how much bits and bobs that my client wanted in there. So she can take any of these out if she wants to. And there again, some more paper with the lace pocket there. And here are a couple of more pockets with tags in. Done a plain journaling space and nice flower. I thought pulled out the colours from the images really nicely. This one here, I've just added some of the gloss onto it, diamond glaze, just to make that shine a little bit. Another one of the little embellishments I've made. And that's some more of the paper. It's quite a hard texture, but I like the different feels of the papers in the journal. Little button. Again, some journaling space. A couple more pockets here. Some edging. And I've put some little embellishments on these pages. This one here, it's a centre page. I just really liked it, so I didn't do anything with it. I just used different sari silks in the colours that are within the journal. But I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to cover it up, so I just left it. So it's just a tactile page, that one. And then there's a couple of embellishments there, and a flower and a leaf. This one here, I did this by mistake on a piece of paper. I was just colouring up one of the leaves, and I went over it with the ink, and I just liked the image that it did, so I did it all over on one of the pages. It just looked a bit different. And one of the keys. These papers here, I dyed myself. I used food colouring and makeup as spray bottles with them, all different colours. And then I just dropped, I think I used alcohol ink, and just dropped a bit of that on here and there, and I tried to use colours that were within the papers. Little key there. I think they worked really well with it, the colours that came out. This is another one of the images, and if you just pull the tab, it opens up and shows the forest inside, which I thought was quite sweet. And we turn over some more journaling space and stenciling. Towards the back of the journal, I've left a lot of space for my client to add some bits of her own that she might come across. Here I've just stamped some little mushrooms, magical mushrooms on there. Paper, so she's got some paper there, and that's in a belly band. And again, these are the papers. They're white card, I think I did them on, or golden brown. But no, it was white. I coffee dyed them first and then I did these different textures and different looks on them, trying different things. I've had to hinge all the pages in this journal because the book was too big to just fold an A4 piece of paper in half. So I've had to cut each page individually and hinge each one to sew them in. But I think they've worked quite well. See a little snake embellishment that I made. This is a pocket, and in here I made, using the image, that one stands, and you can see it just stands a bit proud and it's shiny. Excuse me. And then this opens up with a notebook inside and a couple of little pockets with tags in. So that can be removed if you want to take that with you and just do some notes to add to your journal later. Here is another tuck spot there, and I've just used a tiny little paper clip, one of the ones from Tim Holtz, and it has a little acorn there hanging on it, and that's more of the eco dyed paper there. There's some more of the leaf, not prints, I don't know. I was colouring the leaves, so I like the way they turn out, they look lovely. And then this is more of the dyed paper that I did. Edged it with some sari silk, just made a little embellishment on there. Again, that can be journaled on, it can be added to. You can tuck some little bits behind there. This page has stuck together. Now these are quite big pockets. I haven't added anything because the book was getting very bulky. But my client can use that for some little notes or anything really, little keepsakes. And on there is a unicorn and a feather. And this page here, that was one of the coffee dyed ones, and I think some milk ink just leaked onto it, but I like the way it looked, so I've not covered it up too much, and it had a quite turquoise edge to it, so I've just put a little bit of sari silk down there and a little flower embellishment. And then here, that's an image of the stamp of the, I don't know if you can see it very well, of the stag. It doesn't pick it up too well on there. It's one of the stamps that come with the Stamperia set. And that was just some embossed paper, and that's a little pocket there. I might just put a tag in there so you can see. And then that one opens up, and there's some more images, another pocket there. And then here, there's a journaling card. And it tucks back into there. And another little tag. Pop that one up there. And then the back pages I've left plain so that my client can add to those. Because sometimes it's nice just to have something to add and put in yourself and have the space to do that. And this at the back here is a pocket, and in there I have made a writing board with the image of the castle on one side, and I go over that with Mod Podge and just gild the edges, and I put corner protectors on too, and then the back is the wooden image. So that can be tucked behind a page for writing when you want to write or journal. And that's just kept in the back there. It slots in nicely so it doesn't get in the way. And then that's it. Closure. Comes round and clips up. I wasn't sure which I was going to do, but I think I kind of like this. I think it goes with the style of the journal. And that is Magical Forest Journal. I hope you've enjoyed the flip through. Give us a thumbs up if you have, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.